Welcome back. Well, there are a lot of new phrases that we've added to our vocabulary since the COVID-19 pandemic began, like social distancing and quarantine bubble and maskne, aka pimples caused on your face caused by wearing a mask. Now, you can't let that stop you from wearing a mask because you must wear them. So beauty expert Anne Zimmermann is here with her top tips to help treat it and cover up those blemishes. Hey, Anne.
Hi, Tracy.
Have you had to deal with any maskne yourself?
I've had my fair share of maskne also. At the beginning, I was wondering what was going on, but I think I have it under control now.
Well, you look like you have it under control, which is great. So we're going to be taking your advice throughout this segment. And your first tip is to maybe start using a different kind of a mask on your face.
That's correct, and I think that's what's important to understand is where it's actually coming from. So maskne, proper term, is acne mechanica, and it comes from the friction of a fabric rubbing against the the tiny hair follicle that we have, and that is irritating them and creating of an acne flare. So the masks you want to look for are going to be purifying, detoxifying, soothing, and that's what's really going to be helpful. So I love using those clay masks. I've been doing those one twice a week, all over my face or the targeted area if necessary. It's also really good to apply a little bit in a pimple and go to bed with it as an acne treatment. But if you just want to do something very easy, go to your local pharmacy and get those individual ones. And the keyword you're looking for are purifying, detoxifying, look for clay, look for tea tree, look for lavender, just very soothing.
That's what your skin needs. Now, the other thing you say to look for is a certain kind of acid that you can find in certain products. What is that? So
the ingredient you want to look for is salicylic acid, and that is incredibly popular in acne treatment because it is super anti-inflammatory. So by applying it, so you can get a face cream that have it and put it all over. You can get an acne treatment and just put it on. It can be in a toner and just put it on your skin. The anti-inflammatory is going to reduce the swelling and it's going to remove the redness, okay? It's also a natural exfoliant, so it's going to remove the dead cells to prevent to clog your pores later on.
Now, you say there's also practical things we can do in our makeup routine every day that might help to lower our risk of maskne.
That's correct. And so I see a lot of people use their concealer brush, their foundation brush, their beauty blenders to cover a pimple. That screams to me contamination, okay? So you want to remember that when you cover something up, you are going to put bacteria in your sponge or in anything you're using. So instead, we're going to use everything super clean. Disposable sponges that you use only for that one area, a little Q-tip just to cover that one pimple, or if you don't have anything at all, just wash your hands and use your fingertip. Just at all costs, avoid cross-contamination.
Okay, really good tips there. Now, let's say it's too late. We have the zit. You have the pimple. There's nothing you can do about it. What do we do about concealing it?
Like, it's still gonna happen sometimes, right? So a very good tip is to actually start with a little bit of green base, okay? So those are a corrector. So if you remember in elementary school, the color wheel, the red and the green are opposite color in the color chart. So by applying a little bit of green into a red area, like a pimple or, you know, broken capillary rosacea, you're actually going to cancel the color, right? So it's going to be a lot easier to cover after.
Okay, so we've canceled out the red with the green. Now we're going to apply a concealer or a foundation, but which one is the best to use, Anne?
That completely depends. It's up to you, I would say. So concealers have a much thicker texture and are a lot more pigmented. So if you're looking for still a full coverage, you are going to go directly with your concealer. So again, you know, don't apply it directly. Take a little Q-tip, put it on, dab it on, and that is going to give you a full coverage. If you feel that the red base already canceled a lot of the color and you just need to kind of like reintroduce your natural color, then go with a little bit of foundation. Dab it in the back of your head, back of your hand, dab, 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 and you're good to go.
Your last tip is set it with powder. This is important, right?
That's correct. That's correct. So you want to apply a powder to fix it. So this is a setting powder. Take a little bit of a brush, take a little bit of a sponge and just dab the area. It's going to prevent the makeup to budge. It's going to prevent you from looking shiny. It's going to prevent the mask from wearing your makeup. But if you want to be as light as possible, and I know in the summer with that heat, I don't really enjoy wearing a lot of makeup, and I certainly don't want to look cakey, then I also love those fixing spray. And you just give it a 1, 2, 3 like that. It does the same thing, but it's a lot lighter.
Really good, really practical tips, and thank you so much for